What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. Yeah, you guys knew I was going to talk about this one, man. You guys knew I was going to talk about this one. Warner Brothers Discovery rebooting their DC extended universe with the 10-year plan. Now, listen, let's just be honest. Everybody's laughing at it right now. They're taking it as a big joke. But nevertheless, I actually think this was the right move. And people have been saying, hey, look, just cut your losses and move forward. People have been saying that for years. I'm not one that says you got to cut everything that they've done out of the DCEU. Like, you can keep Superman, you can keep Aquaman. Like, I think Jason Momoa is definitely a decent Aquaman. Keep him. Go ahead, keep him. He's enjoyable. I enjoyed him in Aquaman. You can keep Henry Cavill, of course. People have been begging for Henry Cavill, me included. Hey, put that guy back in another Superman movie. Give him a proper Man of Steel sequel and go forward with it. That's what people have been asking for. Gal Gadot, maybe not. I don't know. I think that you can, recast her if you absolutely feel it's necessary. But, I mean, if you don't, she's easy on the eyes. I'm not tripping. And then you get to, the stuff that James Gunn has done with the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. I say, don't touch any of that, okay? Leave all of that stuff exactly where it is. But everything else, I think it's fair game. I think it's absolutely fair game. But let's go ahead and jump into this little article from comicbookmovie.com. 8 steps to success, what they think they should do with this new 10-year extended universe plan. By the way, folks, if you haven't done so already, I got like and subscribe buttons down below. Do me a favor, click that like button because it definitely helps my video kind of circulate its way around YouTube and lets other people see it. And then, of course, if you are joining the family as a new subscriber, definitely appreciate that as well. All right, so let's get to it. What should these guys be doing? What are their 8 steps? So the first step they talk about is focusing on the C-list heroes as well as the A-listers. And they show Arrow here. And then they're talking about, like, how Marvel, I said all they had was the B and C-list guys like Captain America and Iron Man, who, non-fans didn't know anything about them. It's like, oh, we know Spider-Man, we know Wolverine, we know Hulk to a certain degree. We don't know who the hell Captain America and Iron Man are, a lot of them. And so they said, yeah, they found success there. But here's the thing. They found success because they had good writers, okay? I always hear this argument about Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy proves that you can make anything. Yeah, it kind of does prove you can make anything, but you also need to have a James Gunn at the wheel, okay? Because if you're just making anything with anybody, we've seen what those movies look like, okay? We've seen bad movies being made with A-list superstar characters. So let's not say, oh, you can just do C-list and everything's A-okay, okay? We've seen bad Batman movies. We've seen bad Superman movies. So you got to make sure that you have the right guy at the wheel whenever you're deciding, hey, we're going to start up a new C-lister. We're going to throw Plastic Man out there on the screen. Hey, whoa. Make sure we got a good writer for Plastic Man before you do it. It can work, but you got to make sure you have a good writer aboard. All right, then the next one they say is reboot the DCU mostly. And yeah, that's where I was talking about, like, okay, like, you can keep some of these guys around. Like, obviously you need to keep Cavill, okay? The fans have been begging for Cavill, so keep Cavill. DC, don't be stupid, keep Cavill. Put him in your next Superman movie, you'll be fine. All right, Aquaman you can keep. I think Gal Gadot, like I said, if you absolutely felt like, this ain't working with Gal Gadot, reboot, go ahead and throw her out. But like I said, if they kept her, no big loss, no big win, no big loss. It's just like, whatever, that's fine. But yeah, everything else is gotta go. Like most of the stuff that they have in the, like Harley Quinn, do you bring back Harley Quinn? I think she was pretty good in the Suicide Squad. I thought, the Suicide Squad, not the original. I thought that she was pretty good there. I didn't have a problem with her. But Birds of Prey, I didn't think that was a smart move. I think the stuff that James Gunn has done, I think you keep that. So maybe you keep Harley Quinn around if they're going to, bring back the Suicide Squad. But mostly everything else, I think you would just have to, get this stuff up out of here. Let's, start some new storylines and let's just move forward. Let's just pretend like all of that stuff didn't happen. And then the most important thing, I think, out of all of the ideas that this article had is number 6, get rid of Ezra Miller. Freaking-lutely. Why is he still here? What is going on with these guys? Okay, whatever money they would lose, it would be absolutely worth it. They just got through dumping the $90 million that they spent on Batgirl because that was not going to do well for the DC brand. That's what David Zaslav said. This ain't good for the brand. We got to get this thing up out of here. Now, Ezra Miller is absolutely not good for your brand whatsoever. Get him gone. He's got to go. He's absolutely got to go. And I hear that the movie is good. They've been saying, hey, man, the movie is really, really good. I don't even doubt that. It's probably good. But you still got to get this guy out of here. And even if that means, we're going to have to spend $100 million to reshoot every scene that this guy is in with the new actor. Okay, then you do it, okay? Because you can't get your 10-year plan started off on this particular foot. That's not going to work. So yeah, Ezra Miller's got to go 100%. The next one they talk about is no more massive crossover. Similar to the whole point of the B and C listers, the crossovers really ain't the issue. Like I was saying to a friend, the problem with Batman versus Superman really wasn't the problem. It was that it came out like the next film. Like, whoa, slow down. You know, they were trying to play catch up with Marvel. They should have said, hey, you know what? Let's have a proper Superman sequel. And all right, just a regular Superman sequel. And then maybe we sprinkle some ideas about Batman being in the universe or something like that. You know, hey, we're going to start trying to, you know, drop hints, kind of like what they did in Batman versus Superman. They started dropping hints of these other heroes and everything like that. But what you don't do is you cram everything into one film. So now you got all of these heroes and villains and everything just getting smashed into your second film. That was the wrong move, DC. I think the better move would have been Superman sequel, Batman first movie, Wonder Woman first movie, and then you do your Dawn of Justice, Batman versus Superman, and then you go and do a couple of more sequels before you get to a Justice League film. You don't try to make Justice League your third film. Setup is so important, you know? It's like trying to tell the whole story in the first 10 minutes. Like, well, what are we going to do for the rest of these 2 hours that we're here? You know, give us something to look forward to, and that's what they need to do. Setting up the stage for the Justice League, exactly, it comes right behind the crossovers. You know, set the stage for a new Justice League. And, you know, when you're building your Justice League, you start with the, you know, the big seven. You know, obviously you got Trinity, you know, you got a Flash, you got to get rid of that guy that's playing the Flash, but you get your Flash, you get your Aquaman, and you get your Martian Manhunter, and then a Green Lantern. I don't care if it's John Stewart or Hal Jordan, but you pick one Green Lantern and then you just build it out, okay? And I think they would be fine just starting, you know, small, just, hey, you know, let's go ahead and do a Green Lantern film. Let's go ahead. If you want to do Hawkman, or if you want to do Arrow, that's fine. Whoever you want to put into that 7th spot, but you just have to build it slow, okay? Set the stage, like they say. Don't try to rush to Justice League. You know, like, let's take our time. Let's get to the Justice League, maybe about the, you know, the 6th or 7th movie down the line, or maybe even the 8th movie. You know, let's really build up to it. You know, that would be pretty cool. Number 3, it says leave the Batman franchise alone. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. I don't think they're gonna mess with this franchise. Batman's gonna be, they're gonna have, like, just like they have with the Joker, they're just gonna have a Batman thing kind of sitting over there in the cut doing its own thing. They're gonna have this other Joker franchise just sitting over in the cut doing its own thing. We're really not gonna have any mixing and matching. We're not gonna say, oh, this is all one universe. No, I think it's smart to do it that way. Just for the simple fact that Batman has enough on his own. You know, you could do a Batman in the DC extended universe or the cinematic universe. You could have a Batman over there and a Batman over here, and I think people would be able to tell the two apart, and they would be perfectly fine with it. So yeah, I wouldn't touch this either. I would just go ahead and just cast a Batman for your extended universe and go forward. And then destroy the Snyderverse. Like we talked about before, there's things that are worth keeping. And I'm not sure how much of this stuff is quote unquote the Snyderverse, but like James Gunn's Peacemaker, for me, is one worth keeping. You know, that whole storyline and all those characters. But who do we have in that? Well, we have Amanda Waller, okay? Obviously, Amanda Waller is a part of that. And then, of course, they all extended from the Suicide Squad movie that James Gunn did. So you have Amanda Waller there. They were talking about doing an Amanda Waller independent series. I don't know if that's still going to go forward. But I think Amanda Waller, you know, played by Viola Davis, is fine. I think she does a good job with the character. I wouldn't want to see her change. Everything that James Gunn did and, you know, kind of repairing the Suicide Squad, I thought that that was all good stuff. So I don't think that they need to change any of that. I don't think they need to get rid of Aquaman either, and that's part of the Snyderverse. You know, that they got rid of Cyborg, you know, hey, you gotta go. I don't think he really belonged in that Justice League movie anyway. That's just my personal opinion, and that's coming from a Cyborg fan, folks, by the way. It's coming from a Cyborg fan. I just didn't like him in the Justice League movie. I feel like, do the Teen Titans, you know, nobody's talking about that. A live action Teen Titans, not that, you know, DC the Titans crap. No, teenagers, okay? Teenage Titans, Teen Titans, do that. and then you can bring Cyborg in there. But yeah, obviously Flash would have to go. You can still keep Gal Gadot again as Wonder Woman, and you don't have to relate to any of her previous 2 movies. You could just say, hey, there's Wonder Woman. Well, what about all the stuff you did in Wonder Woman 84 and blah blah blah? We ain't even talking about that. That movie probably can just get flushed down the drain as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, you could just keep going forward with Gal Gadot if you choose to, or you can recast her. Either way is fine with me. But the main thing that they got to do is this number 1 right here. Is bring back Henry Cavill. Okay, Henry Cavill is a fan favorite. All right, and sometimes you just got to listen to your customers, folks. Okay, your customers, not always right, but in some cases they are right. Henry Cavill has done a bang-up job as Superman, despite some of the shakiness in the material that he was given. I think that he has done a very, very, very good job. So I want to see Henry Cavill come back as Superman as well, and I think he would anchor it. And they've already stated that they're going to make Superman the centerpiece of the DC Extended Universe, Part Due 2.0, the reboot, whatever you want to call it. They're going to make Superman the centerpiece of that. Yeah, it needs to be Henry Cavill. And no, it doesn't need to be the J.J. Abrams, Ta-Nehisi Coates, Black Superman. Nope. Dump that idea altogether. In fact, that needs to be the first one to go. But anyway, folks, what do you think about the reboot of DCU 2.5? I think we're on the 3.5 now, or whatever edition. Go ahead and give me your thoughts and your opinions down in the comments below. And I want to thank you all for watching. See you next time.